High-level officials from China and the United States are holding trade talks in Switzerland. China's Vice Premier He Lifeng is meeting US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent in Geneva. Tariffs between the two sides have risen above 100%, causing ripple effects throughout global supply chains. Our correspondent Ken Browne reports from Geneva.
China and the United States have held talks for the first time since the Trump administration's imposition of heavy tariffs on Chinese goods. The talks are going on here in Geneva, Switzerland, famed for its neutrality, home of the WTO, or World Trade Organization, and a place with a long tradition of hosting international talks and bringing opposing parties around the table. Now, the Chinese Foreign Ministry said they agreed to talks after communications from the United States also saying China's position has not changed. They say this tariff war was initiated by the United States, and if the US truly wishes to resolve the issues through dialogue and negotiation, then it should stop making threats and exerting pressure and engage in discussions with China on the basis of equality, mutual respect and reciprocity. China says that it will firmly safeguard its legitimate rights and interests, uphold international fairness and justice, and defend the rules of the World Trade Organization and the multilateral world trading system. So here on the ground, information is scarce for now. We do know that there have been sleepless nights behind the scenes preparing for these talks, but exactly what was on the agenda today and exactly what was said is not yet known. The Chinese delegation is led by Vice Premier He Lifeng, and Scott Bessent, US Treasury Secretary, heads up the US team. On Saturday, we heard from US President Donald Trump. He said 80% tariffs on China seem right, but it's up to Scott B. So that shows Bessent's scope, his remit. Today, talks, they are really an icebreaker. The rhetoric has been inflamed over the past few weeks, and China has repeatedly said that it will not be bullied. But the very fact that China and the United States, the world's two biggest economies, are now sitting around the same table and talking is positive news. Ken Browne, CGTN, Geneva.